Welcome to The Know, I'm Meg Turney, and someone over at Sony jumped the gun by far when they uploaded a video ahead of the upcoming PlayStation Experience event this weekend, and now the announcement of PS2 emulation on PS4 seems all but imminent. Yesterday, subscribers took notice of a now-removed video on the PlayStation YouTube channel, which showed the PS2 classic Dark Cloud running at 1080p via emulation on a PS4. Now, quick-fingered gamers Bradaz King and Wario64 screenshotted the video and its description and posted photos to Twitter, taking care of that whole pics or it didn't happen thing, and proving that the video did exist, if even for a singular moment. Naturally, our first reaction to this is awesome! Followed by, hey wait, weren't you working on Dark Cloud too? Now the rumor of PS2 emulation coming to PS4 on a big scale is pretty much as old as this generation is, and gained even more traction last year when Eurogamer posted about an inside source on the PS Now team confirming that it would indeed be happening. And as of last month, the ability for PS4 to support PS2 emulation is actually already in there, thanks to a sneaky firmware update by Sony. After all these years, it is sort of a relief to know that it is coming and likely to be announced tomorrow at PlayStation Experience. A perusal of the video description reveals a few nice bonuses to emulation as well: 1080p, remote play, share play, the ability to use the second screen support for game manuals and trophy support. It sounds all good, right? Well, that is until you look at the bottom of the video description, which reads, PS2 classics and PS2 formatted discs are incompatible with the PS4 system, indicating that you cannot run your old PS2 discs for emulation. Now, before everyone freaks out, there could be a few rational explanations for this that don't lead to the conclusion Sony just wants you to rebuy all of your old games. I mean, after all, it was very unlikely that the PS4 would be able to read PS1 and PS2 discs and emulate the game completely in that fashion. It's possible that your PS4 will scan your disc and verify that you own it before allowing you to download the game. Or, there might be some other method of providing a proof of purchase to let you re-download your game for free. But sadly, the just as likely scenario is that Sony does in fact want you to rebuy all of your old games, because why the hell wouldn't they? Considering that Microsoft's recently launched backwards compatibility with over 100 games that include dozens of old favorites does allow you to simply place your disc in the Xbox One and play without repurchase. This route would be really, really bad for Sony. After all, the marketing they did surrounding the PS4 early on in the generation, saying that it was a machine for gamers without restrictions. I mean, this move would be super hypocritical. So why would Sony take the risk and ask you to rebuy all of your old games if this is indeed the direction that emulation is headed on the PS4? Well, because nostalgia is a huge moneymaker for developers. You don't have to look very far to spot the number of remasters that are coming out this generation, as well as flat-out remakes of old favorites. I mean, nostalgia was basically the entire thrust of Sony's E3 press conference. There was a sequel to Shenmue, and that Final Fantasy VII remake. I mean, those were the two most talked about announcements following the event. Even last night at the VGAs, we got word of a remastered edition. Ooh, I'm gonna put that dick in there. That's not supposed to be in there. A remastered edition of Shadow Complex by Chair, and earlier this week, Capcom confirmed the upcoming Resident Evil 2 refresh isn't just a remaster, actually it's a remake rebuilt from the ground up. Now Psychonauts 2, announced last night by Double Fine, has already received $1.2 million toward its crowdfunded development, so yeah. It's safe to say nostalgia is definitely a form of currency that video game companies love to capitalize on. Now, this capitalization on nostalgia isn't just relegated to 2 or 3 generations ago, but even recent generation games, as evidenced by titles like the Gears of War Ultimate Edition, plus The Last of Us and the Nathan Drake collection. We're hitting the point where we can probably expect game makers to ask us to buy all of these same remasters again next generation and the generation after that, which is actually kind of depressing when you think about it. And of course, we'll still do it. We are the problem. Meanwhile, PC gamers stoke their Steam libraries and laugh maniacally at all of us silly console gamers because they don't have to keep buying shit again and again. So whether or not Sony intends to charge us all over again for our PlayStation 2 games remains to be seen, but we'll figure out for sure what's going on when the PlayStation Experience gets underway tomorrow. Honestly, it could go either way. So it's time to start taking bets on which side you think Sony is going to fall on. Are they going to make us buy all of our old games again, or are they going to give us Parappa the Rappa for free? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. To stay on the know about PlayStation rumors and the latest nostalgia plays, like this video and subscribe to this channel so you can know what we know and be in the know on this show. Aren't you?
So, we shot this story and edited this story, and then Sony, like the jerks they are, uploaded a whole trailer for this thing that basically explains that yes, they are going to ask you to spend all sorts sorts of new money on games you already own. They announced 8 games that'll be available on the PSN tomorrow. Some of them cost as much as $15, which is not too much for Parappa the Rapper, although that was not on the list. So there's a trailer for it that's linked in the description, and hope you enjoyed the rest of the story anyway.